Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on what does the devalue phase of the narcissist or psychopathic relationship look like? What does it mean to be devalued, and why should you take this seriously? When we talk about a relationship with a narcissist or psychopath, we're discussing an individual who has a very adept ability, and in-depth, complex, and oftentimes something that really just keeps people strung along or in the dark. And that is the tool of emotional manipulation through a number of tactics, such as gaslighting, such as brainwashing, such as the illusion or the love bombing in the beginning, where basically you can do no wrong. The relationship is perfect, you're living the dream, you're perfectly validating each other, things are going on just fabulous, and things just seem to be that they could not get any better. And, really between most common people, they are emotionally naked. They're able to let the other person know how they're feeling. They're able to basically attend to their needs and value the needs of the other. It's okay to have needs. This person is able to validate them. You're able to communicate. Yes, you want to be, looking good, feeling good, etc. It doesn't mean that relationships don't require work or effort or discipline. It's really the issue really becomes in a relationship with a narcissist or psychopathic individual, really with the core commonality is that there is a mask. There is a front, there's a persona, there's an image which this person is presenting to you, which has nothing to do with reality. This person has a calculating and a deliberate persona management with which they ingratiate the target. They will pretend to be. They will be very slick, smooth talkers. They'll take you out for dinner, out to theater, out to a hotel, out to a park, out to a garden, out on a weekend, out on a trip, but yet you are just there to essentially serve as an individual who can give them a sense of ego gratification and not a heart-to-heart contact. The psychopath in particular, who does not have any conscience, engages in this behavior in really a stepped-up multitude and severe, there's a severity and really a profound manipulation that goes on with that, and that is really even more in-depth pathological lying behavior, where they will really not only will they put a false front to you, but they'll put a false front to a number of different people simultaneously, and the extent to which they lie is profound, is severe, is complex. And so there, when this person is just kind of done or is playing the game and wants to move on to other games, just again not committing, not being loyal, you will see a devaluation begin to enter into the scene. The devaluing takes place when this individual begins to awfulize, catastrophize situations. They tend to humiliate. They tend to exaggerate certain negativity. Things that normally people who are really going to make it in a relationship, normally people would work through these things. It's kind of like, you're sick, you have a stomach ache, I'm breaking up with you. It's raining out, I no longer feel in love with you. It's just like there's a lot of excuses in the devaluation cycle. And what they will engage in is really kind of an exaggeration of things. So you're wondering, how could this be? And, how can this, what can I do now to work harder to keep this person in my life and keep things humming along? What else can I do? How can I change? What should I, what kind of solution can I bring to the situation? Should I dress a certain way? Should I text them more often? Should I now text them more sexy pictures? I mean, the bargaining stage that goes on after this devaluing can be quite intense. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They get addicted. They're trying to clamor back for that initial dream of the relationship, the false promises. The I will never hurt you. I promise I'll never leave you. I'll be here for you forever. You are my soulmate. You are my main squeeze. You are my only squeeze. All the different things that they will tell you in these promises. And if you observe, you know, the things that they tell you, it's just kind of like they'll be telling you and then like observing to see how you'll react. And so they're gauging you, they're sizing you up, they're sussing you out. And most people, yes, you know, when you have a conversation, you know, listen for each other and respond accordingly. But in the psychopath as well as the narcissistic relationship, they are basically engaging in a manipulation tactic. They will call you by nicknames that you know, and not by your name. So they will call you Bunny, right, Bunny, right, Bunny, right, Bunny, and they'll kind of like watch to see, you know, and then they'll keep that going. In other words, and it's a respectful way to disrespect you. They will essentially dehumanize you and depersonalize you in this. So when they eventually break up, it's just like they're breaking up with an object. They, you know, will you know, embrace people the way that they embrace a pillow. It doesn't make as much difference to them whether it's you, whether it's a pillow. Basically, they objectify people and see people as such. And especially so in that of the psychopathic individual, they completely 100% objectify others. It's just whatever you can be for them for that amount of time to eke away the boredom, to be a buffer against their inactivity, their need for stimulation, their need for arousal, their need to be the center of attention, their need to be talked to and given power to and given control over to. The psychopath will engage in this sort of devaluation behavior when, in essence, they're getting bored, they've got other supply on the line, or they're just playing that control, where you're trying to keep them accountable, you're trying to keep, you know, a sense of responsibility and equality and balance in the relationship. And that's not what a manipulative person is about. They're about manipulating. They are about overpowering. They are about having control. And the minute you try to be an individual with a heart, mind, body, voice, needs, you know, this is time for them to go then. They're not going to go there. And the psychopath individual, as well as generally the narcissist, they don't have a lot of, especially need for love. They don't have that need for interconnectedness and to, like, you know, expand things. You know, if anything, they will discuss things in a very concrete manner, not a very abstract manner. So if you find you can't really get in-depth conversations with them about art, music, things of this nature, they tend to only think very limited and concrete ways. They don't really get the emotional content. They don't have that emotional resonance in their kind of vocabulary. So if you feel like the relationship is kind of superficial, or you're kind of not hitting it on certain cylinders, chances are it's because within this personality disorder, they're just born to wander. They're born to roam. They're born to ride off into the sunset, or whatever next avalanche of ego needs that they are going to thrust themselves into. So be careful of the devalue. Be careful of when an individual tends to catastrophize things, awfulize things, always see the negative, or begin suddenly to pull out the negative in you, and out of the blue it's just coming at you with insults and, you know, meant to stop you in your tracks and make you go, what? And then make you get angry, resentful, and you know, basically start a fight with them to, again, eke away the boredom, because this is how they're going to maintain the control. If they can get you upset, if they can get you infuriated, if they can push your buttons and piss you off and derail you, they have just won their game. And this is what is, for some reason, based on their personality disorder, this is what is satisfying for them. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.